I wanted to bring you a book review today on the Applebaum series. I am going to start on volume 2 today. Reason being that I typically use the volume 2, the green book, the most, and the yellow book, the third volume, the most. Those are the two most used in my studio. I do use the first one, that's like what I call the pink one, but only sometimes when I feel like the student is not quite ready for this level yet, or they would have a little more fun if the music were a little easier. Sometimes it's really difficult and slow going if the music is just slightly on the difficult side. So sometimes we get a little more accomplished if we choose to go a little bit easier and then just have a bit more fun with it, and then they end up covering a lot more repertoire rather than moving more slowly and with more challenge. Either way is fine, but I just think that it depends on the student's personality and their strengths and weaknesses and things. So anyway, I'm going to show you, we're going to go also to a clip where I show you the book, just kind of flipping through and looking at it as an overview. But I just wanted to introduce the book and just let you know, if you haven't already seen it, I'm sure you have, that I have a lot of companion duets, duet videos on this entire series. I haven't recorded any volume 4 yet, but there's a lot of volume 1, 2, and 3, and I'm still working on it, so it's not complete yet, but I'm trying to end up with a complete library of all of the duet parts for you in case you're interested. I thought a review would be helpful because I always love to go to the bookstore and flip through and see everything for myself before I make a decision on buying a book or using a book, and curriculum is so important, so I thought it might be helpful for you to see it. The main reason why I love these books is that it's a great chance for the student to work on note reading, and it's not dry and boring. It's fun, and my students love to play duets with me, so we do these together all the time. Basically, after the I Can Read Music series, volume 1, volume 2, the second volume is great because it has nice little vignettes of sight reading, things that they could do on a daily basis. But after they've graduated from that, I generally take them to this book. I've done many other things as well, like the Wolfie, I believe it's called the easiest elementary method or something like that. If I'm wrong, I'll make a note here. But you could always take them to Wolfie. You could take them to many other things. But right now, I'm often using this book. It has a great variety, exposes them to different literature. It shows them different articulations, slurs, staccatos, rests, different styles of rests, different styles of rhythms. Has pizzicato. It even has left-hand pizzicato. It gives you a nice variety of styles too, especially like the fourth volume has a lot of classical repertoire, which is very, very nice because the Suzuki tends to be very Baroque heavy. So a lot of Baroque concertos and sonatas and things like that. But that's a great chance for us to work on classical style. Also, there's more romantic music, and there's some folk tunes in here too. So there's just a little bit more of a survey of different style periods and different styles of music. So that's another reason why I enjoy doing that. Yeah, and so I'll show you some more of a close-up look, and we'll just kind of go through this together. So for an overview of this Applebaum series, Volume 2 duet book, this is the book that I use usually first. I don't start in order because, as you can see, the key signature is 1 flat, it's an F major here, and that's not the most comfortable key signature, so I usually start off by playing, maybe giving them something in G major. This one's okay too, but if they're not comfortable with eighth notes, then I might even go over here and pick something. So this one is these are in C major, right? This one is actually pretty easy except for these double stops. So it's good in a way because it introduces the student to some double stops. You can see this one's quite complex here, so I would definitely not assign that in the beginning. But But anyway, here's a little idea of what's going on. I think this one's quite comfortable. Number 10, Field and Stream. Number 11 might be fine too. There's some slurs with string crossings. These are nice practice. There's pizzicato here. This entire line's pizzicato with left hand pizzicato, and then arco. So this is a great chance to practice changing between pizz and arco and things like that. These rhythms are a little bit more complicated. This is a Mozart piece, which is nice. We have compound meter. We're in A major. There's 16th notes. There's a variety of rhythms. There's slurs. So this one is a great one too. It's a little more challenging, but it's a great chance to expose them to something like that. There's the famous Minuet here. So I'm just going to flip through a little bit more so you can see until I find something kind of interesting. 3/8 time signature, that's nice. There are varied lengths, which I like. As you saw, there was something that was longer than a page. There's a one page, there's, a couple lines. This one's pretty easy too. I usually have kids play that. There are only 2 little double stops. They're not too bad here. Okay, this is 2 pages long, which is nice. Now we get into some more flats here, and these rhythms. For some reason, these tend to stump students a little bit with these rhythms. It's probably because of the long beaming here. They're used to seeing shorter groups of beams. But anyway, these are nice. Pop Goes the Weasel. That's fun. There's left hand pizzicato, compound meter. That's nice. So as you can see, there's some popular tunes in here, and there are some unknown tunes. This is also a longer one. I like that variety so that they can have a chance to practice and learning longer scale things. This one's really pretty easy too, except for a couple double stops. Triplet study, that's nice, right? Long slurs, these are great for bow control. Okay, another short one, and then a long one. Some of these are especially pretty. This one's great because the whole thing is in double stops. It's not too scary for the student, okay? And then this is fun because there's a lot of retakes. So you're going to stay at the frog. See, it says nut here, and then it says whole bow here. Sometimes there's too many of these caesura, markings for my taste, but that's okay. So this one's really interesting because of all these retakes at the frog. It gives it quite a different style. This is great, a ternary form here, learning about da capo, right, al fine, and another minuet here for another ternary form. And then the last 2 here, this is pretty nice. I would say this is a good one to play for performance if you like. This one also, this one's really good because the second violin part, if anybody's interested in playing that, it has this kind of, it's not really an Alberti bass, but it's kind of this noodling, accompaniment style here, which is a little bit different. So these are the last 2, and then that's the end. This last one, I believe, I did a sight reading video on this one, if I'm not mistaken. So if you'd like to see more on sight reading and more on this piece specifically, then I do have a sight reading video. It's just all talking. It's a mental preparation instructional video, but it does feature this one in there. Okay, so I hope that helps.